All right. And we are live. Happy New Year and welcome back to the Campfire. The last word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis. It's been a while. I get the chance to talk to my brethren, the cheetah, the ninja's back. So we ready, man. We are ready. What is going on, E, man? It has been a minute. We got to talk some Destiny, man.
Yeah, we have been off for a little bit. I did some traveling, a lot of driving around, and we had holidays and family time, which is always good. Take a little break. We had a pretty steady same thing going on in Destiny for a little while, which we still got to talk about. But yeah, we're back. Got a little change this week. By little, I'm not lying. And we kind of are looking forward to what's coming in the future. But yeah, like right now, there's some interesting discussion within the community between certain people in the community and thoughts about like where we're at. Like there's a lot going on right now. It's for what would be a relatively quiet time. Literally just the last week of the dawning, not much on the calendar for a couple weeks. There's a lot of discussion, which is always an interesting time.
Yes, sir. Game and Forte, what's going on? We are live people. Yeah, man, same bit, man. It's been, had some time off. And it was funny because I think I messaged you a week early and I had like last word panic attack. I was like, did we miss? Did we like? I was like, he's like, no,
do we have this like now?
Yeah, I was like, okay, God.
Is it
I
like
didn't
an
want it to
hour?
be me.
Oh God.
I was like, did I mess up? He's like, no, we good. So yeah, it was good though. But it was good to have some time off. It was good to spend time with the family, friends, do New Year's, do the holiday, do that whole bit. And then, like you said, I mean, been playing here and there, fairly consistent, I would say. And lot to discuss. We got an exotic quest we're gonna discuss. We're gonna talk about the community right now. There's a big split right now with a lot of things going on. And yeah, man, I can't wait to jump right into it, man. So let's get to it, brother. Look, Sage Feed already asking questions. What are you talking about? He said, I have a quick question. Anyone helping me father grind out his mountaintop quest? However, I know the second portion required Fabled and Comp. Will it count for last season or will I have to regrind? It's within the current season.
Yep, it is within the current season for those quests. So if you have to hit a certain rank, same thing applies to say like Python and Gambit. You got to get heroic or whatever it is for the same thing. It's got to be within that season because at the end of the season it resets. So just because you did it and reset before doesn't hold that checkbox unless you're on that step. You have to be on the step and move through it.
Yes, that is correct. Got to get that mountaintop, man.
Speaking of those, like how have you done on the ritual weapons this season? Got them all? Got none?
Got none. I had no desire for any of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, the closest one was probably the shotgun from Gambit.
Yeah.
And I actually did some stats. I'm probably maybe about 75% through. But I kind of stopped playing Gambit. And I've really been on a Fractaline Obelisk kick.
Yeah.
So everything for me has been about that. Doing those bounties, which tend to be lengthy, right? They're like, they're not hard, right?
But they're like, it's not like 100. It's like, kill 6,000 of this enemy. I know that's extreme, but it's a lot. Like 300 Cabal or 180 precision Cabal kills with a bow. That takes a minute.
It takes a minute, And what's funny is I started to formulate spots in Destiny for specific farming. And one of my favorite spots right now is the EDC. Like, when the EDZ, I'm going to tell you the spot.
Trossland, where they start, like, fighting each other?
Where they will, yeah.
Oh, that's like, perfect. If you need Fallen and Cabal kills, that's great.
Fallen,
I will be right back.
Cabal, Super, like, Void kills. So I've been doing that. Saint 14 bounties, been knocking all that stuff out. And here we go. Here, Forte go. It only takes 10 minutes to complete, bro. Well, you got the most efficient strategies. That's cool. I'm just telling you the spot I like to multitask. Because I could do 2 or 3 things at one time. Like I said, I got my Cabal, I got my Fall in there. I get super kills. And what I like is there's so many patrol beacons in that little area around where Devon is at with the church. I do that. Then you got the Lost Sector underneath. I do that. So it's like I get everything. It's like I get the most of all of those sundial bounties done. You know what I mean? So right now, all my obelisks are done. Level 11 on all obelisks. They ready to go. The only thing I really need bad, though, E, which I really want, I'm jealous. Shout out to Kaibatsu. You probably have it, too. Is I got to get my battle pass up to 92 so I can get the extra perk.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm in
the
80?
70s.
Yeah, I'm in 70s. Like, I'm probably right around 80. So,
yeah,
I got to get up to 92 as well. So those final grinds will be doubly beneficial because then you literally have 8 rows to look at, basically.
Frost, hold on. We have Lords of Gaming, Editor-in-Chief, Ancient of Frost, Josh Redding in the building. He said, wouldn't it be better if you could organize all the activity bounties on the quest screen so then you can see what you have in a single activity? What you feel about that, E? What you feel about that, E?
Well,
Praise.
yeah, of course we'd like to have a little choice in how we organize our bounties as opposed to wherever the hell they end up sometimes. Like, oh, I baked something. The oven moved. Like,
Mm.
I mean, sometimes just like, why does that even happen? That's just so weird. The
Yeah.
oven moves, or a quest that I was working on jumped to the other page, or yeah, it's not. You don't have as much choice over how that thing organizes itself. You just kind of have to hunt and peck wherever it's at. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. You can only track one bounty. I'm like, you're telling me I can't list it like couple on the screen?
I
Just
agree.
one.
I agree.
And then there's not a way to just bring up bounties without like going between the modifier screen. And if you're looking at that, you got to switch that. It's not.
Don't get me started on the triumphs
fast.
too. Yeah, that's another one.
Oh God, track one triumph.
Track one triumph. Like, come on. He's like, my wife's been out of season for half, and she can't find Jack figuring out what she needs for each activity. Yeah, it's a bit of a slog. I agree with you on that, man.
And
Shout
that's
out
when
to
it comes to like new players as well. There was another girl I was helping her build a computer, and then her husband got into Destiny 2 at the same time as she was doing it. She was building the computer, and then he's playing through like kind of like new light, and it's just totally lost, like completely doesn't know where to go. A lot thrown at you, not entirely sure what things unlock when, why, or how. I haven't gone through that experience because I don't have enough time to play the characters I have. I haven't made a fourth one just for messing around sake, but yeah, I'm not sure that experience is the most welcoming for some, because there's a lot of people that just like, hey, thanks for this video, thanks for explaining this one, and I'm just like, that was basic stuff. And I could probably go more basic because the questions on comments are like, we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on. That's why I've always said you have a place in the community. Like, again, the way you explain and break things down, it's just like, man, like for someone who's gone, even if you've just gone away for a little bit, because I have to admit, I used you for the obelisks. I was like, what is going on with these obelisks? Like, just as far as the resonance, then the sequence to do it, which one pertains to which activity.
Yeah.
And also, which ones to focus on first, because there's ones that actually give you more drops at the sundial. Yep. So you helped me plan an attack. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that, especially that ADZ one, because God knows that thing need to be fixed with lawn flying into that zone. As soon as I
had enough, it was even out of order. But as soon as I had enough, I maxed it and never looked back. I just bought it all and was out.
I was out. And I was so glad when the tower one came, because then I can grab the bounties from the tower one. From the you know what I'm saying? I don't have to go to the EDZ once it was finished. Like, I was like,
started on bounties. Oh my God. I wish I could buy those somewhere. Like, can there be a bounties tab on the director screen? Just every vendor's bounties, just put them in like I don't care if there's less reasons to go to the tower, but just like, why can't I just not buy them over and over from there? Because you can't be in like a strike playlist and be like, oh, let me pick up another bounty. Cool. No, I gotta go fly back to the tower. I gotta fly back here.
Shout out to Kai Batsu. He's always been preaching this bounties in space. That's his motto. That's his motto.
Like, I got a ship. My ship can communicate with the tower. Let me pick those bounties up. Come on, we can send, space transmissions. We're in the freaking space magic future. Yeah, we need artsy. Same thing. Yeah, we need more room for bounties.
Yeah.
If you got a bunch of quests, especially if you get to like an alternate character that's got like 10 exotics that you haven't just done again on that character.
It's got to be a memory constraint. It's got to be. I can't think of no other reason as to why.
Then please blow up the entire game for Destiny 3 so we're not held back by old consoles. That's all I got to say is I do not want old consoles. I don't care if there's 106 million PlayStations out there.
They want that money, man. Independent studio, brother.
It's just
that's
like,
gonna be my new motto today.
I was like, then give PC a bigger vault if you can freaking handle it. I don't care anymore.
You want an unfair advantage, Ebot? Is that what we're saying? Yes. Or we want your bougie PC self wants extra things that the console warriors can't have? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, what, a version of a game is not identical on a different system? Yes, 100%. I damn sure do. It's just like, it's to a point of like I didn't intend to talk about Armor 2.0, but it's getting worse at this point because you have like, okay, now I have my Season of Dawn armor. I'm gonna get
Mhm.
my void set from the season pass. At least that one's
Mhm.
actually worth considering to masterwork because it's got good stat rolls on it. But that's the only one to
Wait,
get. That's a different discussion for
hold
a
on.
moment.
You're gonna masterwork something? You're gonna
It's like the
use
best stat roll
materials?
that
Hold on,
I'm.
you're gonna use boom. You're gonna use materials? You.
I
You're gonna
haven't
use the
done it
golf
yet, but
ball?
that's the
You're
first
gonna
time.
use the shards?
I gotta
Which
see
one
what
you
my
gonna
stat
use?
roll is. I gotta be honest. If I pull it from the season pass and it's like all mobility and strength, I'm gonna shove my head through my monitor. But that's a different problem.
Wow, chat, document this. It is the New Year's the 10th. It's 9:20 a.m. Eastern. Ebontis is going to masterwork in armor and utilize his materials. Document this day. I never thought this would. Wow. This is special. We starting off the new year, right? New you, new year, new you.
New year, new you. Yeah, it's like I'm going
Wow.
it's like fitness slogans in here. So.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But
So
the
you gotta do
problem
that
is
one.
that
Let's
is
go.
the best stat roll that you're gonna get. It comes from the damn season pass. You can't grind that stuff out basically anywhere else outside of raids and Iron Banner and apparently Reckoning, which I still have got to try. Vagabondo, I know you already masterworked. We talked about this the other day.
Shout out to Vagabondo for being petty. Salute.
Always. And but then like but you're still, if you want to take advantage of all the mods, you're gonna need a solar set, you're gonna need a void set. And then you have 3 characters, so that's 9 sets of armor per season. If you were really, and I'm not saying I'm close to doing this, but if you were really trying to be like, hey, I always want to be functional. I don't know what mods are gonna stay. These are new Season of Dawn mods. Do they stay? Do they go? They literally say Season of Dawn. Okay. I have the ones from Undying. So I've got that one. Season 10 is coming. That's going to have another icon. Yeah, I probably have too many weapons, but if this cycle continues, then then your vault space is going to be an issue. The armor situation is going to be a problem. The seasonal slot is only compounding it even more.
I agree. They have to think about a long-term solution because with this current model, this is going to really do add a lot of weight to that vault because we're going to need sets to hold on for everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it comes down to goes back to your initial point, last word, which was about exotics needing to have that universal slot functionality so that they have it. So yeah, I mean, we got to see they got to figure out something in that because it's just not sustainable. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
If they're going to continue this model, in each season having a specific mod slot, it's not going to be sustainable at all. So yeah, I did masterwork my first exotic. It was my Nazarick Sin.
And that cost you 3 golf? No, how many? 2 golf balls, right?
2 golf balls at the top. I had like a great intellect stat roll.
What was your total stats before it started?
I think it was like 60.
I mean, if it's 60 plus, yeah, go nuts. I mean,
yeah, I had to. It was like I thought about
the right roll. If it's like intellect,
it got the right roll. It has as far as intellect and discipline, which is what because I want to get my abilities in grenades, especially. Yeah,
of course it's void,
dude. It was like everything lined up, and to be honest, that's the only one that I use. The only exotic I use for my void class. I really don't use. I fall in love with Nazarick right now, so yeah, that's been the one I've done with that.
And then is it 5 prisms too? Because it's like instead of 1 and 2, and then
it's
golf
like
ball,
a prisms,
it's like 2,
and then
3,
it's a golf ball, yeah,
and 2 shards or something insane.
It wasn't cheap. It wasn't that cheap. It wasn't.
You're walking around and be like, "Oh, look at my bling," and the rest of your body is like a homeless person.
Exactly. So I did that. You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to talk about. I know we jumped off on the armor jump, but we got to talk about this ruin. Are we saving that devil's ruin? When we gonna hit that devil's ruin? That quest.
We got time. I'm getting there.
Okay,
just we went off on a tangent. I understand. Focus.
All right, let's go. I got a lot to say. What else? But continue your.
We may as well say it right now. We've started it, so go into it.
Yeah,
Devil's Ruin.
Look.
We have a new exotic quest. Thoughts on your experience, sir? I'd love to know the full spiel. Was it a long, hard grind? Did you have an arduous journey to get this weapon?
It was killer, man. I had to use all my resources, put aside so much time just to do this difficult, lengthy.
Took off work.
Listen, shout out. If you have not seen it, I know I'm shamefully plugging my website. But if you have not seen my article at lordsofgaming.net in reference to this quest, please do. It's up there right now about the Devil's Ruin. And basically the title is like Devil's Ruin, people are upset for the wrong reasons. Now listen, I get it. The quest itself is a joke. For an exotic quest, as far as fix your face, as far as in comparison to other quests, because we know we used to, y'all. We know lengthy, backtracking, multiple things, killing multiple enemies. No, you literally jump in. The game tells you that the quest is live. You go to the sundial. First of all, the game incorrectly tells you that you got to kill all these champions, right, for Devil's Ruin, which it has nothing
seeing that
to do with.
And I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Game of Forte, salute, great article. God, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the support on that article. Yeah, so pretty much, you go in there, you log in, you do sundial. You don't even have to do legendary sundial. You do regular sundial. You do that, you finish it. There's no amount of champions that you need to kill. As soon as it's over, it says, hey, you have the frame or whatever it may be to start the quest. Then from that point, you go to Saint 14. Saint 14 then tells you about Twilight Gap and the Time Lost Frame. Then from there, you go to a special Twilight Gap mission where you have to literally just go around searching for these dead Crucible robots all across the map. It's about 10. And since you get 10th, the weapon drops and the quest is over. So I get the frustration. I should say frustration. I get people who are saying this is a joke. There are people that are very upset that were like, yo, this is what we're doing for an exotic quest. You know what I'm saying? This is not unacceptable. And they're not wrong. All I'm saying is they're looking at it wrong. Because when I did that quest, right? Yes, I was surprised when it dropped. But I was so amazed by something that I've always wanted in Destiny, which is a subtle thing, which was voice banter all during the quest between first Osiris and Saint, which we complained about. Since Saint has come home,
Yep.
There has been no interaction between these two. This is supposed to be his long lost bromance, and no one's talking to each other. He just shows up in the tower. We don't hear from Osiris again, that kind of a deal. So to hear them talking was, number one, was dope. Two, let's pull out. I mean, I'm not Bife, I'm not Mylan Games, but I know about some Twilight Gap. Twilight Gap is a very important mission in Destiny. In the history of the lore, what happened there, it affected the relationship of Shaxx and Saladin and Zavala, because the city was about to be overthrown by the Fallen. Shaxx broke protocol, did not listen to Zavala and Saladin, went to defend the city on his own specific way. He ended up saving the city, but as a result, they don't really mess with him no more. Like, they're not close. The Titans there's a little beef with the Titans right now, you know what I'm saying? But that's why Shaxx is my favorite. I like the exiles. Like, Osiris exile, he don't listen to the speaker. You know what I'm saying? And then I like Shaxx. He's like, no, we're not listening to you. This is what we're doing, and we're going to save the city. So Shaxx is my favorite type, period, right? Sorry, Fred. Any interaction between Brother Vance and Osiris? No, Osiris he's foul. He's foul to Brother Vance. It's wrong what he's doing to Brother Vance. Sad Vance. But anyway, back on track. So we got that. They had some great interaction there. Just you hearing Osiris talk about the spoilers. If you guys haven't done the mission, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you got that done the mission by now. Come on, it's easy. You know what I mean? So just the solemnness they talk about that day, they go back. It's like two veterans. Like, yo, we lost mad people that war. You know what I mean? So it's cool to get that interaction. Then as you get the final one, then the magic happens. And your boy Shaxx is on the call. And he's like, wait a minute. Guardian, there's no Crucible match supposed to be scheduled at Twilight Gap. What are you doing there? You know what I'm saying? And it's the first time Shaxx and Saint 14 are talking to each other. And it is, as a Warlock main,
hilarious.
I sat down and said, you know what? This is a Titan day. I gotta respect this right here. And it's dope, because Saint 14's been away so long. And he's asking, like, oh, you run the Crucible now? What's going on? Da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh, I heard you give away weapons. He's like, no. They're earned. So it's like this banter of like, yo, hold on, fam. Like, I'm running this my way. Again, E, what you gonna say? Talk. This is Titan talk.
I'm just saying it was a 200-second timer, and I had no problem waiting to see if there was more.
Oh, it was great, man. It's just to hear them go back and forth. Then you got the song, and we got that. It was just so dope, and it was almost like the game within the game, because then Saint 14 starts talking about all the pinnacle weapons. I heard you give out that Revoker. What is this? I heard you give out this other. What does it do?
What does it do? It shoots bullets.
It's so funny between these two, man,
No.
and I just love it. So I mean, again, fantastic. Like, I've always wanted these kind of things from Destiny. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you look at the quest from a, difficulty standpoint, yeah, I could see someone being disappointed. But if you're looking for pure lore, that's the stuff I want more. Like, multiple of the major characters in a room, in a cinema, or just talking to each other. That is fire. And I love it, man. It was a great little nuance, and I had no problem with it. I'm gonna give it to you, E. I mean, obviously the not everyone agrees with me. You know what I'm saying? This article has been a little controversy in the comments, but what did you feel overall about the quest, and then obviously everything associated with it?
Yeah, finished the sundial, picked it up, and I was like, okay. And then it's like, okay, go talk to Saint. Got a little text wall. Logged into Saint 14, or logged into Twilight Gap, and I was like, where are the enemies? There's nobody to shoot. I'm like, what are we doing here? Baby. And then I'm like, moseying around, I'm like, oh, what's this thing on the ground? Interact. I'm like, oh. And then I went around, tried to find them all. I did the thing twice, back to back, because my first recording of my video I was going to do for it, I didn't like. So I literally went to the sundial on a second character and finished that quest and still got that video up within like a couple hours of...
Oh, yeah, it's mad quick. Yeah.
It's so fast. So here's the idea of setting expectations. We have had an ARC week box on a calendar before.
Here we go.
We have had the Undying Mind on a calendar before. Not a biggie. I guess it's, for one, them setting expectations. When you say exotic quest, it's a sidearm to it. They could have taken exactly what you wanted, those lore bits, the discussion and stuff, and split it between like a couple segments or something like that. Maybe there's a point where you pick up the gun, it's just the sidearm point, and maybe there's a mode where like, you kill some enemies, you piece together like, and you could still be in the same damn area. You kill a certain number of enemies. Okay, hey, now you've got some fragments. Now we got to get this. Now we got to get the rest of the pieces. So you're going to have some enemies in there. You fight them. Now you can start actually shooting bullets at it. Then you collect a little bit more. You get the laser attachment to go with it. So you actually like kind of get the other functionality, as opposed to here's 10 fragments. Here's your gun. Like kind of break down and actually show somebody and be like, instead of somebody having to go in the description, figure out that I actually have to hold it down. Do that little bit of almost like an intro weapon, like the same way you got introduced to your subclasses. You're like, you can throw supers like you're going out of your mind because your light will be charged constantly, and you're like, okay. I got. So you wanted more
functionality with the weapon.
That would be cool. I mean, just something to actually, once you get it, something to do with it. I mean, same thing as like if you get a super, you're like, okay, now there's a crap ton of enemies coming at you, but you're going to be imbued with light constantly when you stand in these pools. Go nuts, have a little bit of fun. Hey, here's this new sidearm. Okay. Maybe you got to go and do a little bit of target practice, or maybe you got to do this like laser and like practice actually firing the thing, or maybe just some way to take you through a bit more. Because if it's just go in, find 10 robots and do that, trust me, I absolutely loved the commentary. I was dying. I'm pretty sure I laughed out loud a couple of times, like legit, just like I was like in my chair. Just I did it twice, and I listened to the whole thing both times. I loved that part.
Loved it.
I have no question. That was great. I want to see more of that type of stuff. I would love to just have that stuff sometimes, just like out of nowhere. Just even if it's like, even like a by storyboard type cutscene, or it's just like somebody in the tower and they're kind of putting pictures back and forth. And then there's this discussion that happens for the week. Same thing as you're saying with like Osiris and Saint. If after that, if like when you log in on Friday at reset, when he was in the tower, there was just a little bit of discussion between, hey, and even it's just art. Doesn't have to be full, like rendered videos, just like art. Hey, it's shaking hands and they're talking. Oh, it's good to see you. We'll go to the tower. I'm not welcome there, but you should still be going there. Go find a place to settle in.
I can dig it.
Transitions. Yeah, some type of, this is what like they want in a like narrative built game. It can't just be like, he's in the tower.
Yeah, I
Like,
see
I
where you're
want
going.
more of a transition. And then, okay, so you got an exotic quest. Like, okay, you
Mhm,
want this type of banner. When you
mhm.
get done with the quest, take it back and have those two talking back and forth to each other on the
Right.
comms a little bit. Have me use the
Mm.
weapon a little bit more. Those are the
Okay.
types of things that I know it's still not easy to do, but I'm
Mhm.
not talking about fully rendered cinematics. I'm
Right.
taking like 2 or 3 pieces of art. And those artists are
Okay.
beasts. Like, they
Oh
could
yeah. Oh
probably
yeah.
put them
For sure. For
together,
sure.
2 or 3 pieces, just even if you're back and forth on a dialogue, a little split screen,
Mhm.
just like we are right now, to
Mhm.
say, Saint and Shax are talking, and then it's like, Shax pops out and Osiris pops in. What are you doing in Crucible? And like, you could do it in the same way, but show something as opposed to
Mhm.
just voiceover.
But what about resources, E? What about that? There's no more vicarious visions. There's no more Activision.
This is
This
like
is
free
little old
graphics.
Bungie. This is little old Bungie. Hey, resources are low. I remember a certain Guardian
Okay,
always
so the
telling me
voice
about.
lines you have
Here we
already.
go. Look at you.
No,
Look who's expecting stuff now.
I'm
Continue.
saying you
Continue.
have the voice lines. I'm not asking for fully rendered cinematics. Some little bit, like literally, I'm not saying those artists can
So
be
we
like,
want
oh,
we
here's
want
art. But I
storyboards
guarantee you,
now.
if somebody
Okay.
was like 2 or 3 storyboards, that's not gonna,
Mhm.
that shouldn't be killing anybody. They don't
You
have,
sure that's not going to stress the studio, man? I mean, they're by themselves.
they
It's,
could
it's
be
on their own.
sketches
They're
for all I
indie.
care. There are ways to do that just to give it a little
Ah,
bit more
so
life.
so there is expectation from you now, from Bungie. Are you actually saying that there are some things that we can demand from them? Are we allowed? I'm shocked by
I
this.
would, for this is what I
New
would
you
like to see
today.
it have become. How's
Oh,
that?
okay. Wow. Expectation from little old Bungie. I'm glad that you've come around. Got you. That's what I'm talking about. I have no problem with that. I'm glad you see the light, my brother. I'm glad you're there. Listen, I agree. At the end of the day, we still feel they're getting close, but their transitioning still needs to get these little pieces. The same thing with Undying Mind. Same thing now when Saint comes and Osiris, whatever. Just a little bit more, and then it'll be a more seamless tapestry, right? As opposed to these kind of rough cuts, and then you wake up and he's here, he's in the tower. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool, but how did he get here? Let's be. And I gotta really defend you now. Let's really be real. As much as I love that voice banter, how in the hell Shax did not know Saint 14 was in the tower? Not in the tower. Let's be. How did he, when he's on the comms? Saint 14. I thought you were dead. Like, bro, he was in the tower for like a week, bro. Like, what are you talking about? He set up shop. Where were
People
you that you
talk.
didn't know this
It's
happened?
not that big. People talk. Somebody's like some little, some random unknown NPC walks up and be like, oh, that guy's
Yeah.
new. Hi, I'm Saint 14. Hey, Shex, have you met Saint 14? Oh, that happens. We
Yeah,
know when I'm not in the game, when the cats are away, the NPCs will play. And I'm
Yes.
sure they
Every time you
spoke.
speak to Saint is talking about all the children he meets that want him to carry him. No child went back to Shax, clearly, and said that, yo, there's this cool dude. Even Zavala, who is right on the same bridge as Saint, was like, yo, that was a good job you did, Guardian. I don't know how you did it, but everyone knows except Shax. Ridiculous. I mean, maybe it is a running joke. I mean, shout out to maybe it's a joke. Maybe they were being sarcastic. I hope they were being sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? But first, I'm like, Shax, how do you not know your man's is back? Like, come on now. But anyway, other than that, yes, little storyboard would be cool. If they can't do a cinematic, just transitioning the pieces, and then they got it. But I think overall, I still like. But we're gonna get to the main thing,
So
right?
if
Which
Bastion is
is
the same way, what do you think?
now Bastion can't be the same way. I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Now
No,
we
I'm gonna
got
have a problem with that.
expectations.
Yeah, I've been at expectation. You just on the expectation train with me now. This is great. All I'm saying is this was cute. You can't run this card 2 times now.
No.
Bastion has to be something substantial. Now let's get to it. And I want to dive right in if you don't mind, which is, have you seen Glad's tweet barrage? Did you see?
Yeah, I actually DM'd him
Okay.
on it. No.
Shout out to Glad. Yes, you actually responded to it. Yes.
No.
Glad has some things to say. And do you want to actually I'll let you read. Do you want to read it if you
No,
have
I
it?
was like,
pulled
I'm
up?
looking, but you can generalize it.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it.
Generally, what he's saying is this. He's like, look, I'm finding it harder to play. As a hardcore Destiny player, there's not enough challenge. It feels like he used the word casualization. You know what I'm saying? Being casual feels overly casual. And if maybe it's a result of this new season pass structure. He's a little concerned. Shout out to Broman. He had a very similar video as well, mentioning that. And it's one of somebody's talking about Zavala losing his job. That's hilarious. But back on point with this thing is, because of things like the Devil's Ruin, with the ease of getting it, and even let's talk about Legendary Sundown. Me and you both talked offline. No matchmaking.
That there's
also,
no reason there should not be matchmaking in that. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no
Like
matchmaking.
casual
It's a
discussion
bit.
aside for a second, there is
Go for it.
zero reason that should not have matchmaking unless they just want to make pinnacles unmatch made.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's no
I mean,
matchmaking in the dungeon, there's no matchmaking in the raid.
is there
There's
a
no
pinnacle for Legendary Sundown?
Yeah. You
I
get
didn't even
one.
realize that.
Yeah, I got one.
I didn't even realize that. I gotta do it.
Good
Did you
thing
do it
about
yet? I
doing
didn't
that
do it.
one, make sure your heavy weapon, I think it's Mars.
Mark?
I think it's Mars. Wherever, obviously, the line in the sand, somebody will correct me faster than I can remember. But
Mhm.
whichever one has line in the sand, you can
Mhm.
guarantee yourself a pinnacle heavy, which is hard to do.
Wait. Say it again. Break it down.
When you get to the end of Sundial Pinnacle, the little
Mhm.
like when you get to pick whichever weapons, if you're fully maxed, it should be about 6 that you can
Oh,
pick
yes.
from. One of them is going to be pinnacle power. So when I got to the end of
Oh,
Legend, it was just pick something at 962 and pick one of them.
nice.
So if you need a heavy slot, which a lot of people need that one filled for pinnacles, there
Ah,
you
that's
go.
the one you go for. Right. I got you. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, again,
There's
it
no
was
armor, sadly.
there's no armor, sadly, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's like, there wasn't, and then also, let's be real, there wasn't no specific reward like
Hmm.
or led to an exotic quest. I mean, even Menagerie didn't it have truth or something? Or it had the what you call it associated with it, the catalyst, the Izanagi
Yeah.
catalyst of
Yep.
Menagerie. So it didn't have that. So again, the consensus seems to be from the community, and I'm gonna throw it back to you, is right now they feel we're going down the casual train again. And the hardcore are upset. So I'm gonna bring it to you, E. Is this fair? And do you yourself find yourself struggling to play in the current season, the annual pass model? I am curious about what you have to say.
It's a weird space right now because something like the Sundial weapon grind is really good to try and get a roll. You're
Mhm.
like, I have 6 rolls. When you get to season pass 92, I can get 8 freaking rolls on it. So I'm really going for certain guns. I got pretty high chances
Mhm.
that, at some point the dice might roll pretty close to what I'm looking for. I might not get the right barrel, but I can probably get
Mhm.
those perks that I'm looking for.
Mhm.
But in turn, once you get those, you're like, okay, what do I do? Or do I really,
Mm.
really care about those rolls to grind that same one activity 600
Mhm.
times trying to get a roll on this one steel feather repeater, trying to get that feeding frenzy multi-kill clip that I want?
Mhm. Mhm.
How much do I care?
Mhm.
And it's like, what is your motivation that whatever I have, is that steel feather repeater going to do anything that I don't have already? Maybe a fraction better.
Mhm.
Maybe. But
Mhm.
can I just go into my vault and probably pull something that's going to be fairly close and decent? Probably.
Mhm. Mhm.
So again, where is the drive? And I was like, I mean, I'll read Glad's full thing. So shout out to
That's
Glad
dope.
on Twitch. Nice guy. We actually met
Yep,
him
we met
Guardian
Glad.
Con. He may have been a little out of it, but we all were a
Yeah,
little
you
that
may
night.
not remember me.
We
but
all
I
were a little
remember
that
him.
night. We had a couple beverages that evening.
We had a lot of
We are
beverages.
adults. We are over 21. Damn it.
Yes, a lot of beverages.
So
Mhm.
this is just straight up from him, and it's like, and honestly, it's like, this is one of the reasons, honestly, Glad is just like a cool dude, is because he can be goofy, has some of the weirdest tweets I've ever seen. I never know what to expect, and they're hilarious. But it's like when big people in the community go candid like this, it's nice to see.
Mhm.
So my concern with Destiny right now is that it doesn't really feel like the game's content contains satisfaction for long-time dedicated Destiny players. I almost feel that separation again, in quotes, and a pull towards a casualized model. Drip feed content season seems drawn out and slow. Quests have become very short and easy to do. Pinnacle weapons even lost their name and don't have unique perks like in the past. These same weapons
Mm.
become easier and easier to acquire each season.
Mm.
Grinding rank in the Crucible is easier and faster than ever, even for casual Crucible players. After day one, all raids become easy, and one phasing becomes normal strat for lots of groups.
Mm.
There's just no actually difficult content. Everything is easy. We are so
Mhm.
overleveled in every activity compared to the combatants. Where's the overwhelming feeling at? Where that feeling when stuff that wasn't fed slowly and we were able to go about activities as we please?
Mhm.
When things were rough and had difficulty to them,
Mhm.
it's like, where were things when they were rough? Things have difficulties. The idea of Armor 2.0 and the artifact is great, but
Mhm.
sometimes the question of execution. Overall, there
Mm.
are so many of us out there that live and die by the hand of Bungie and Destiny. We want
Mm.
challenging secrets. We want intriguing quests and grinds. When it feels like things are dumbed down and handed out to everyone, the passion fades. Give us that magic.
Mm. Woo, that's an indictment.
But I mean, it is well said. It's like the
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for Destiny 2, the magic of Destiny 1 has been honestly questionable if it's been fully recaptured. There have been moments like
Mhm.
the time when Shattered Throne was found. That was pretty unique for everybody. Whisper of the Worm. Like, there have been moments of magic like that,
Yes.
but the grinds have still felt different and they still haven't quite got. I mean, some of the rituals, like, okay, so Mountaintop, well, I finally got it. Well, I nearly killed myself trying to. It's been,
Mhm.
but they don't have those anymore. They're
Right.
pulling away from those. And it's just
Mhm.
like, go shoot some stuff with the shotgun for a Python. Go
Mhm.
linear fusion in Crucible, which nobody wants to do.
Wants to
I
do.
did it.
Mhm.
I didn't want to
Mhm.
do it. Sorry, Arbalest
Yeah.
Death.
And the gun's not even that Komodo. I don't hear anybody yelling from the mountaintops about Komodo.
I mean, it's a linear fusion in Crucible. You have a couple more shots, but it's not like it bodies or anything. So, I
Yeah.
mean, really, your time is not well spent doing that.
Mhm.
Um,
What's the unique perk? Oh, there's that's none. It's just best rolls, right? That's the new thing with it, right?
yeah, it might have like
Yeah.
no distractions or something. Where is it? I gotta
Mhm.
find the damn thing. I actually got it
Mhm.
earlier in the season. There it is, red guy.
Mhm.
So you got Eye of the Storm, moving target, accelerated coils,
Mhm.
polygonal rifling, with a charge time masterwork. So yeah, I mean it's a 466 linear fusion. Nothing
Mhm.
really special, just literally Eye of the
Right.
Storm and moving target. And you can switch one of the perk. I forget what those other two are, but
Mhm. Mhm.
overall, I mean, I even said this to you and like
Let's
before we
talk
got
about it.
started, and I was just like, even for me, when I log in, I'm kind of like, I'm doing it to like, I'm trying to get the Dawning Bounty so my season
Mhm.
pass can get up there, so at least that can be done. But man, when my season pass gets up to like 92, I am
Mm.
not pressed to do a lot for like 2 months.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Because I
What
mean, well,
happened
you
to?
got Legend Sundial. If you do
Mhm.
it once on each character, there is absolutely zero reason to do it. The
Mhm.
rewards do not change. You do not get anything unique from it. It is just harder. So if you do it one, two,
Mhm.
3 times, one pinnacle per character, you are out.
Mhm.
And
But
that's
what
like,
happened? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll
that's,
let you finish.
I'm like, there used to be a reason to grind and get like, there's no better rolls. There's no chance at like higher stat rolled armor. There is nothing in that activity. And there's things they could put in there for a
Mhm.
pinnacle.
Mhm.
So, I mean, how much have you been playing?
I want to ask you a couple questions first.
Well, that doesn't seem fair. I just asked you a
No,
question.
no, no, no. We got to ask you a couple first because there's some things burning in my head based on past conversations we've had. So, what about hey, take a break, play other
Oh, I'm
games.
debating on it, actually. I really haven't.
Let's get to it. Because I remember a certain someone in 2019, I would say these things, and he would say, look, man, sometimes it's okay.
And
It's
no, but
okay to take a break.
that's the point I'm getting to. I'm like debating. I'm like, if I stream on Saturday, I'm like, maybe I'm gonna play Inside and just kind of burn through
Uh,
that in one session, man. There's
that's a
other
great
games
game, by
that
the
I've
way.
wanted to
That's a
play.
fantastic game, by the
Yeah, I know. I was like, I played
way.
Limbo on the plane and literally, I literally
Oh,
got home from the flight
Inside is,
and finished like the last 30 minutes because I wasn't done. I almost
Inside's
beat that
even
one on the
better.
plane.
It's creepy and
But
crazy.
Inside, yeah, I want to play that. And there's some other
Mm-hmm.
bigger games like every so often,
Mm-hmm.
if it was just like if I have a consistent stream schedule, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like, Saturday afternoon, every 3 or 4 hours, like I'm gonna work through Breath of the Wild. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's some big ones that I want to play. What's up, Wishful? How you
Mm-hmm.
doing?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Wishful.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because like my time spent is, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
where are you gonna have your fun? And that's again the point of like how much new like am I gonna do nightmare hunts? Am I gonna do raids? Am I gonna do
Love
I
this.
don't
I
have
love
as much
this.
of a like group to play with, even probably
Mm-hmm.
like you do. Like
I
I've got
feel
an awesome like Discord and community. If I reach out, things
mm,
came together pretty quick.
yeah,
But I typically don't just have like, hey, a group on Tuesday that I know is gonna be on that I'm gonna play with and we're
yeah.
gonna
I
raid.
feel
And
you.
like I don't have that regular group. That was also when
Mm-hmm.
Destiny was the most fun for me, is when I was like, hey, Tuesdays, we're raiding, we're knocking on Vault of Glass's door,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing what happens, we're going through it a couple times, we're
What
playing
about
together.
Garden of Salvation? How have you? I mean, me and you did that together, but my
I
question
did
is,
it that one time.
ton time. But I guess my question again is like no incentive. I mean, it still exists. Pit of Heresy still exists. No incentive for you to want to do those activities anymore.
I mean, some of it's for the challenge. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I want to go do Pit of Heresy solo, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been busier.
Right. Right.
So if I was like, I've been busier, and that's just like
Mm-hmm.
life and work and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
So
get that.
as opposed to spending, hey, I'm going to spend half a day on this stuff, it's like I just haven't as much time to be able to, like, I want to sit down. I've also just been trying to like hang out with
Mm-hmm.
more friends and hang out with my wife
Of
more and
course.
stuff like that. So it's
Life is
like,
life.
am I going to go spend 12 hours working on this dungeon and like try and fight
Mm-hmm.
my way through multiple times beating Vorga? I forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or do I just want to like, hey, play for a couple hours, work on some casual stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then, maybe go hang out with my wife, watch a movie, go
Mm-hmm.
out and have dinner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's because if I feel like I do that, I don't feel like I'm missing as much right now. And that's where again the casual, it's like I got my quest in a day. It's not like, hey, I know this quest is gonna take, a
Right.
daily reset. You gotta do it 5 times. So I gotta make sure I log in so I get it as quick as I can. I gotta do this step
Right.
over 3 weeks. I gotta go grind a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like as soon as I was done, I had Legend
Mm-hmm.
Sundial.
Mm-hmm.
We like goofed once and that was done. And I was like, I got
Right.
one. And then you're like, why would you go back? Well, you wouldn't. And then Devil's Ruin. I was like, and then you look on the calendar, I was like, we had 21 days until Bastion, and now I have 20 days and there's nothing new coming. And we're about to lose the Dawning, and we're going to have even less going on for those interim 2 weeks. There's literally going to be
Interesting.
like, there's just basics. I mean,
Mhm.
true, just like Destiny basics for 2 weeks before Bastion comes out.
Before Bastion
We
comes.
don't know if that's
Fair
going to be a
enough.
1-day thing.
Yeah.
And so you're going almost
Based
a
on-
whole month. Yeah, you're going almost
Mhm.
a whole month. Then we're going to get the Empyrean Foundation towards the end. But man, this January of like, if Bastion is light, that is empty. That's a pretty empty month.
Empty month. All right,
So I mean,
let me
that's a
get
point
to
where
it,
it's
man.
like, is my season rank as high as it should be? Okay, cool. I got that. I can grind some stuff. If I log in and I do a couple Sundial runs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, spend like an hour or two. Got like
Mhm.
8 drops on each one. I got like 100 weapons to pick from. None are great. All right, let me tap out for the day. But I don't have that incentive to go grind more.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is valid. You're valid. I'm not saying Glad is wrong. Me and you have almost a complete role reversal from 2019 to now 2020. I think this is hilarious because every time I hear you, you sound more like me in 2019, and I sound more like you in 2020. Here's my thing. I've come full circle a little bit, E, and I'm like, look, they're by themselves, right? There is no shout out to Lono, Say No to Rage. He's been killing it with the podcast lately.
No.
And I'll try to listen to him as much as I can. He made a good point. And it comes down to resources, right? During that time, when we had Menagerie and all that stuff, you had, Vicarious Vision, all these other places they would outsource this content with, right? So I'm looking at it coming into Shadowkeep. I'm like, okay, boom. We got Raid, Garden of Salvation Raid. We got Pit of Heresy. We had the level activity with the Vex offensive. Okay, cool. Nobody was going crazy about Season of the Damned. But as far as from activities, Nightmare Hunts, we had a bunch of activity, right? So I said to myself, when Season of the Dawn starts, we both said to ourselves, right? Realistically, what can we expect, right?
Yep.
We both said, there ain't going to be no raid. We both said there ain't going to be no dungeon, right? So how are they going to keep us invested, right? So now it's like this slower, not difficult, but this slower kill 1,000 things, kill 400 things, do these Sundial runs. And the Sundial, let's be real, Sundial is not difficult, right?
No,
You can
it's
blaze
not.
through it in 15, 20 minutes. So the way I look, this is how and this is what I'm looking at and how I'm hoping this thing will go. This is how I feel it's going to be, where we're going to get the expansion, which is our big chunk. And then these little spots, season of, I think it's going to be like, this is like the break. This is halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like this, we had the first 2 quarters. This is half. Now we got to wait. Now we don't know what the name of the next season is. I don't even know what the name is. We don't know what's going on, right? So what I'm hoping is that the next season, we cannot go, all right, the guess is most likely Trials is coming back, right? Let's just guess. Let's put it out there. Trials is coming back. He's building this. He don't like Shaq's the way Shaq's running out these weapons. He gonna build his own thing. He wants to build this beacon. He keeps talking about a beacon, right? Osiris and him as buddy. He's running around with Osiris logos in the tower. He's building a spot, and we're gonna most likely, the rumor is, 5,000 fractaline we're gonna need for something.
For the Empyrean Foundation.
For the Empyrean Foundation. There's definitely gonna be some renaissance of Trials. We're building Trials lore-wise, right? I'm cool with the narrative aspect of building. I like that. However, I knew this season is going to piss off the hardcore. The hardcore are going to come in there and we're going to blaze out, and you're kind of going to be done quickly. The thing that they're going to have to do is they got to be very careful during what I consider this is the halftime season. The next season has to have, if you're going to have a gap, you got to still have substantial content. I'll give you the gap, but next season, we got to have Trials, but we got to also have something else. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, people are going to drop. And it's not fair. Unfortunately, it's not fair because they are just who they are. But if you want to retain your base, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Now, all I'm saying, this is where I'm going to get at them. What I'm saying is, for this Dawning, and let's be real, I love the Dawning, but let's be real. This Dawning, none of the fly stuff could be earned. Everything and outrageous prices. Let's be real. Tess is out here running wild. And she got the hottest things in the store. She got the hottest ships. She got the hottest outfits. She's got every fly, frosted hard light, the sword. Everything is spectacular for like $10 a pop. She's out here, right? So for all this money y'all making, I would like to see some return investment in content. Because y'all out here wilding. This is the most egregious Tess has been in a while. And not only that, E, you can't even really earn Bright Dust like that. I tested your theory.
You can't anymore. Whatever you have, it's slowly just going to dwindle.
Bro, you're right. I tested your theory. I know I got to be finicky because I was like, I'm going to stop my BS with the little $200 upgrade modules I was doing. I stopped. I got to my 960.
You.
It's a new year. It's a new me. I stopped my foolishness. I said, you know what? I have 5,000 Bright Dust. I looked at the new Dawning model. That's 6,000, right? I said, all right, I'm going to save up. I want to see how long this is going to take me. Bro, the little amount of Bright Dust you get for those little Dawning bounties or whatever, it's nothing. It is nothing. They are literally forcing your hand, steering you to purchase. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like, look, this is what it is with this money thing. They got to fix that to have cool stuff earning game. But if this is what it is, with all this money, remember Luke Smith? What was one of the things he came out with? He said
director's cuts.
Director's cut, right? And remember the director's cut, he said, hey, with the money we made here, we was able to give you Trevor and the such and such. But that better happen next season because Dawning is out here in everybody's pockets. Next season, I better see Whisper 2.0 level quest. I want to see something because I'm giving y'all a halftime, right? I like the story narrative beats, but the content is light. You got to do something. Otherwise, we're going to see this stuff like you see what you're doing. We're going to see the tweets from Glad. We're going to see the stuff from Paul Tassi. And that's when you start pissing the hardcore off, you know how we get. We be like, all right, we going to play. You're going to see people streaming Division or whatever game it is, whatever's the hot of the month game. Not Division, but whatever flavor of the month new game comes out. You'll see the streamers over there. So they got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. I'm confident that they are going to do the right thing. I am. I'm not too worried this time. But it is interesting to see people chirping. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see how they handle it. And the last thing is, I will give him, I've talked ad nauseum at PvP. I don't want to go on my PvP rant because you know how I feel. I'll talk all day. It's trash. It's not rewarding. There's no incentive. There's no rewards equivalent to the PvE. We get it. They also going to have to reconsider the pinnacle thing because the rituals ain't it. I'm
No.
sorry. I don't like the rituals. I have no incentive for the ritual. It's literally basic archetype guns with an extra perk that you can swap. That's it.
And
That's
before
not
we get back
incentive.
into the discussion of casualization,
Yeah. Let's go.
are the rewards like too casual? Exotics aren't really standing out
Mhm.
a little bit.
Mm.
Most of your incentive in
Mm.
exotics are like, hey, why am I going to use this one? Because it's an unstoppable one. I can actually use it
Mhm.
in my playstyle, not be forced to do legendaries and stuff.
And I still don't like exotics in the past. I don't like it.
No, okay, please
Are you
don't
with me
give me
there?
another one. Do not give me an exotic in the season pass.
You with me?
Of course I am. I said that from the start.
Okay, because I thought we was fighting on that one when it first got announced.
No,
You was
I
like,
told you
it's
that.
only one exotic
I was
card.
like,
It's only
no, not
only
the
one.
exotic not the engrams. I
Oh,
don't
the
care about
engram. No,
the
you're right. You're
engrams.
right. No, my bad.
No,
You're right.
don't
You're
give
right.
me the exotic at the
Okay.
Don't give me the weapon when I log in on day one. what the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that I get
That's like symmetry. Bam.
If
there was a journey to earn that gun as cool as it actually is. I mean,
yeah,
it's got the double taps. You
cool.
switch over, you get more rounds on the weapon. Those shots hit like, if you get that 15x multiplier, you can just start vaporizing groups of enemies from like a high point.
I'm gonna be real with you, E. I don't necessarily like an exotic quest for everything either. Sometimes I miss something in
just
the
a
wild.
world drop. Yes.
Yeah, you're like, yo, what's that? Okay, cool. Yo, we got the chat's on fire. We got to hit these. The chat is on fire with us right now. We got to go back up a little bit. I'm telling you, they were on fire since HD bro. Everybody's on it. All right, let me start with Okay, let's start with Forte. See, I think the seasonal offering is a great middle ground for the whole community. It's gonna be about a month to get the rank 100 on the season pass. Most of the community is even close to that. If you don't burn through the content, you'll still have things to do. And then HD Gamer Bro says, I've been lurking and I agree with everything you're saying. However, I don't think of the seasons as halftime, but as content add-ons. You know what I'm saying? You want to get Frost. Frost is he on fire too. You see Frost
part of the problem. Should it be harder to get to max level, which would make the high level raids dungeons more valuable? Yes. I was like, well, and that's the thing. As soon as we see this model, the pinnacles lose. And here's the piece: like, why has it always been the issue? Like the grind to that highest level, those last 50 levels. Well, we got there to a point before, but now it's like as you set the expectation. If we just get the little 10s every time, the other seasons you're like, what the hell am I going for pinnacles for?
Yeah,
that's another reason why I was like, why would I not? If I knew honestly, I wish they would have left it at ones. Left it at ones.
You would have preferred the one. But the problem with the one, you're right with the one, but the only thing is they didn't have enough. It felt like they didn't have enough
Then
drops.
they should have told you that 950 to 960 could have been all year. Or what? I mean, however it was handled, I think, as Paul Tassi said, like, this is the worst of the two. Because now you get a 10 level bump. You have the 2s, so the people who grind hard are going to get it quick. The casuals, it's still far, but then the casuals are like, it's far enough. Do I care in 3 months that it's going to be null and void and I can just get it with powers again? Let
me challenge you with Forte said. He's saying we play too much. We burn through the content too. What about your answer to that? Like, what if is this just a hardcore problem? And it's tough, right? Because it's like we are hardcore. He's not wrong. We are the hardcore. But at the same time, I'll answer a little bit in the sense that if you lose us, we're the guys that get the casuals to play. We're the guys that say, hey, it's good right now. The season is on fire right now. Like, it's a tough one. What do you think? You think they still gotta please us?
I have not played that much. I'm making videos and seeing like my season passes at like 50 and people are like, you're only at 50?
Yeah.
I mean, the Dawning's an easy way to get EXP if you want to, but then you're just being the UPS man. We're in Death Stranding of Destiny.
Yeah, they're giving them packages out?
Yeah, I'm making deliveries all day, man. I'll like do every
Yeah.
delivery in the tower until my 5 repeatables are other planets. I'll
Yep.
go probably do Sundial a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
fill up my
Yep.
Postmaster or whatever weapon rolls I want. Then I'll fly to the
Mm-hmm.
planets, come back, clear those war rolls out,
Mm-hmm.
do a run through in the tower again. And I'm just like, and to
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm not getting that much. I am just getting EXP,
Mm-hmm.
which especially like when Tassie said he got to 92, man, I would be
Mhm.
hard pressed to be playing right now.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
enough. He has enough fractaline for whatever's probably going to come
For
in the
whatever's
future.
coming. Yeah.
He's got
Mm-hmm.
92, depending on if he's got his grinds done. I would
Mhm.
literally be like, why am I logging in?
Mm.
If you're
Now,
not going hard after
Mhm.
pinnacles,
Mhm.
because either you already did it because
Mhm.
it's too fast. If you hardcore it, you're like
Mhm.
970 because you have nightmare hunts that you can do on multiple characters. You've got a raid that you can probably do on multiple characters. You've got enough ways to get high. For the hardcore, they're going to go fast. The casuals
Mhm.
look at the pinnacle and be like, these aren't match made activities. I may not have that
Mhm.
many people I can play with.
Mhm.
Excuse me. We're live. But the casual looks at that, but they also know, okay, this season both got bumped up 10. Well, do I try and like find these people and get
Mhm.
like a raid group run? They don't know me. I'm not entirely sure. I can't even
Mhm.
go match make a sundial, which is
Mhm.
not that friggin' hard in
Yeah, it's not.
Legend to get one pinnacle. The
Mhm.
dungeon could be soloed, but most aren't going to do that. But then
But
they
let's
also
be.
know in 3
Mhm.
months, all that effort you put in to find your groups of the pinnacle. Maybe I go bash my head on a solo
Mhm.
Pit of Heresy, which gives me a shit roll anyway. Sorry,
Mhm.
language.
Mhm.
All that stuff. And then you come back and then you get to the next season. 3 months of pinnacle work is
Mhm.
voided.
Yeah, because you reset the artifact and you go back. I just
So
want
you
to
either
touch on.
do it ultra fast as a hardcore
Mhm.
group, or you may as well just wait and not worry
Yeah,
about it.
and not worry about it, right? So I want to get a cover because chat's on fire. Shout out to cover 2. Komodo was a slap in the face to the PvP community. I agree. You know what I'm saying? And then, all right, Shade Freeze on fire. He said ritual weapons are an excuse for Bungie not releasing broken weapons and having to tune them. I agree. Now, Frost, he's like, don't faded engrams ruin the random drops of exotics. The only reason why I disagree with that, Frost, is that I feel that the way they have it set up with Faded Ingram only working for like the season before exotics, I'm cool with that. So that the new ones that's in the wild are not part of that,
The
so to
faded
speak.
engram from Xur
Yeah.
gives you the new
You-
stuff.
They give you the new stuff now?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
I got
Stop.
bombardiers from it last week. I'm
Are you
serious.
serious?
Yes.
The fact you said bombardier made me laugh. I don't know what.
Bombardier?
But
That's how that
I don't
word
know
is
what-
said.
I don't know. I don't know. It just
The
it was funny
boots, it's
context.
like, yeah, bombardiers something, but yeah, that's
Oh, real
that's what
talk.
it is.
And let's talk about these. We didn't even talk about that. Speaking of exotics, we didn't even talk about the elephant in the room. These new ones, these Season of Dawn exotics, exotic armor,
Mhm.
trash.
Defeating a guardian with a melee attack or finisher unleashes a damaging explosion. So if I melee somebody
Bro.
or I finish enemies in PvE, I get a little poof.
Yeah, that's trash. You should see the exotic boots I got for the Warlock.
Oh, I know those are trash
When
too.
in Dawnblade, kill someone and a rift appears. For
Yeah,
what?
like what does it benefit you to
Why?
have a rift appear
What's the
where
function
they
that-
died?
What? Yeah, that.
Why does a rift need to appear at an enemy's location? I don't like literally like if you are in Daybreak and you defeat somebody, it should make it at your location or at least at your floor location if you're floating in the air. Like, however, why is it at the enemy's location? I don't understand.
I don't understand who thought what was the functionality? Who thought like, yo, this is gonna be mad?
Oh, there's an enemy on my teammate. I'm gonna save you, and you've got a rift.
If you got a rift,
How often
like,
does that come up that you're gonna save your buddy and give them a rift?
Yeah, it's just awful exotic. So that's right there. You know, look, they're in a tough spot. Next season, you know, we definitely gotta see something for the hardcore. We gotta see something because right now, as it stands, yes, you know what I mean. We're gonna tap out very quickly, and there is concern. I'm looking at that season map, and I'm looking at January 7th, which is Legend Sundial and Devil's Run, where we are. This is the week we are.
We have one more week of substance.
Yeah.
in
Then
2
after Bastion.
months.
And let's be
Crimson
real,
Days is an optional
nobody
thing.
ain't doing backflips over Crimson Days. Ain't nobody
And it
doing.
only
Crimson
lasts
Days
for a week.
notoriously weak.
It only lasts for a week, so it's short-lived if you're trying to
Mhm.
earn anything in there.
Mhm.
You've got the Empyrean Foundation on the 4th.
What should
That
be
is
something?
that will be something, but if Bastion is similar in, like, whether it's a grind or not, it's
Mhm.
one quest. We
Right.
still don't have Enotam, and we've
Right.
got January to March 10th, and you've
Mhm.
got that one little box of Empyrean Foundation floating on
Mhm.
an island in the middle and nothing else around it that really
What
holds
about
water
this?
for a minute.
What about what cover 2 is saying? What about if they pull the old, they hiding something, and we do get between them 2 weeks a random thing pops up. You're like, yo, and we get a little bit of a, you know what I'm saying, like a little Outbreak Prime kind of a moment where something pops off, because that is a long time without nothing. It is a long time, like for them to say.
I mean, timing-wise, it feels like that 6-month cadence, but
We know
I
damn
don't
well
know.
they're gonna put in one Iron Banner in there. Let's call it right now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple Iron Banners.
There's gonna be an Iron Banner in there.
But again, do I care to grind for like 4 pinnacles to get me A level if I'm really not loving Iron Banner, or there's nothing really, there's no new weapons. The armor is 3 years old. So like, again, why? If I have all of my mods from those things, all my enhanced mods, I already got them all.
Got your enhanced mods.
Yep, so that's done. My season rolls, the season pass already has better armor than I'm guaranteed to probably ever get from Iron Banner even. So those Void PvE rolls are good. Running out of options here, bud.
Hey, I hear you.
And if my season pass is at 92, and I'll probably casually get up to 100 for those last 8 levels to at least finish it up, because I don't care about the triumph for level 207 or whatever stupid thing that is. Why am I going into Iron Banner? I don't have incentive. Lots of things in this game are not incentivized. And it's like, I was talking with some people in chat, and shout out to Prescott and Bender and quite a few that we did the Legend Heroic with. We were playing tag in the tower, by the way. No, I was playing hide and seek, actually.
Hide and seek, that's
I put on a pink shader on the most shiny crap that I could wear. And then I was like, all right, turn off your HUD. This was just like a trust thing, but they didn't find me for a while, so it was real. And we played tag while we were talking.
That's hilarious.
So I did the quest, we did Legend Sundial. I'm like, what else do we need to do? I'm like,
we are creating modes
just
in Destiny
chirp.
out of boredom. I hear you. I
was like, I'm going to catch up on a little bit of chat too. It's like, Kaioshu, it's like the Bright Dusk on me personally has pushed me away from the game. In terms of seasonal engrams before the continued player to ensure that I got everything I wanted. But without that, it's not there. And I'm trying to still catch up. The catalyst on those exotics are pretty lengthy on the new exotics. Yeah, you get an exotic handed to you, yet the exotic catalyst is forever long.
Yeah,
like
that's
400 rounds of BS is just like, really?
It's very grindy.
Let me kill stuff with it. I don't care if like Symmetry, I've got to get 1,000 kills with each style. That's still going to go faster than the 400 rounds.
Yeah, what is this, like a whole bunch of Gambit matches or something?
It's just it's like Gambit Crucible. It's just like inactivity, playlist activities, just like just checking a box, but you have to check it like 400 times, which is crazy. Shout out to Forte with the tier 1 sub. Thank you, sir.
Salute Forte.
I'm behind on chat. I'm trying to get there, so
no doubt.
But yeah, it's like Xur hasn't had much love in ages.
Yeah, Xur, man, he needs to rework. He needs to rework bad. There's definitely no incentive to go. And then, lest we talk about the elephant in the room again, with the exotics, with the RNG upon RNG upon RNG, with the Infinity.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to say this right now. People have probably already said it too. Exotics need an omni-seasonal slot. I'm tired of you can't use weapons with your season. I can't pull out Graviton Lance and be like, hey, I want to use a pulse rifle that has anti-barrier just to use it in activity. And hey, I want to grind out my catalyst on it, so I'm going to use it in some of these strikes. And they've got barriers in there.
Why they're doing that? You know why they do it? It's balance. They don't want us to be too overpowered. They don't want.
Is the gun overpowered? No, is the gun overpowered? No,
it's not. I agree with you.
So then why can't I use it in an activity to unstop, overload, or break a barrier
Right.
with the
Because
same
they're worried.
functionality of balanced. It's not
Because
broken.
they're worried. If they're worried about, I'm telling you what it is. They're worried about the intrinsic effects of these exotics with the, let's use graviton, it has that explosion or whatever, right? They're worried that some type of combination with barrier, whatever, is going to melt. They're not on this us melting stuff. That's the new thing. We can't have them melt. We can't. And again, shout out to Lono. He had a great video. He made a good point. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of melting either, but I will say the point he made was this, that if the community comes up and finds and puts in the work to find these perfect strats and combinations, right? There is something to be said of an enjoyment of being rewarded for finding these things out, right? Now, yes, there has to be balance. There has to be a line. Not everything can be melted. But it also comes back to what we said when they went through the orb generating nerfs, right? You've now made Skull of Diamarkar, all these things completely useless now, right? There's no reason because you've nerfed it so hard. So again, they've got to find a better balance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I would love these exotic weapons to have anti-barrier overload.
But I don't think that's going to break. I don't think that's going to change how fast you kill anything.
I think they're worried. I think based on, look at the patterns. The patterns tell you, look at what's happened from Pinnacle to Ritual. The patterns tell you, oh.
Then why the hell do we even have exotics?
Hey, talking to you, preaching to quiet now.
I was like,
mm-hmm.
If you think I can use a weapon normally in, say, a raid, where there aren't that many champions, if any, I don't remember. But say you're in there and I've got a raid going on and you say it's okay for me to use Graviton Lance. I'm just using that as an example because it is not overpowered. I know it's not. It is slow as hell.
Izanagi with anti-barrier. Oh my God. See, I know how Bungie thinks, man. Bungie's like,
okay,
they're going to come up with something.
No, here's this example. This is why I'm on this.
Okay, go for it.
Vagabondo gift and subs. Thank you very much. Izanagi with anti-barrier. Okay, so take the way people do is the anti-barrier with Izanagis. What is all you're doing is, again, using ammo to break a shield to stop a function. You're not killing them faster. If anything, you're wasting your sniper ammo to break a shield.
But in fairness, if multiple people have Izanagi with anti-barrier, boom,
they have
melt.
They have multiple with Izanagis without it and they kill it. So the anti-barrier doesn't affect it. This is my point about this. Like those anti-barrier, anti-champion, unstoppable,
Bro.
Those champion mods will not break
an example
anything.
Of fathers knows best. Bungie
no bullshit.
Knows best.
No.
Bungie
sorry. This is not a clean episode out of me today.
It's cool. I love angry.
You cannot justify to me that putting an anti-barrier on Graviton Lance is going to break the game. Nobody, I don't even think Glad can show me that way. Nobody's going to show me where that breaks the game.
I know how Father thinks. I've studied them.
Then take them out of the game because you're ruining.
That's how they parent us. They don't like us.
Crap.
Listen, bro, Recluse. We've got Mountain. They don't. I'm not. Listen, I'm agreeing
Those things are
with
more
you.
Powerful than exotics.
I am agreeing. All I'm saying is, bro, I know how they move. They like, yo, if they get a hold of that, we're not going to be able to control them and the content. They're going to get rid of these bosses so fast. And they don't think about this. Look, you know how we know how they move? Look when Glad do something. How quickly we gonna get into them? They're slow with a meta, right? We be like, yo, we need more meta updates. They're molasses with meta. Right? We be like, yo, we've got 10 guns in the vault that ain't getting no burn. Nobody uses. Come on, Bungie, buff it, fix it. Oh yeah, we'll get to it. We've documented your feedback. We're listening. That's what you hear, right? We're listening. Soon as we break something, effective immediately.
Every time.
Worm guard caress, effective immediately. We turned the off button on Telesto. It's off until further notice. They are quick with the ban. That's how they move, man. I'm not saying it's right. I just know
I
they
was
are
like,
not giving us that fun that we want with those exotics having those
that's
what you call
not
it.
if they think the gun works without the mods don't break anything else.
Mhm.
That is my point. Like, I understand you don't want them nerfing. This doesn't change the speed of this literally lets you have variation in your loadout. That's
I
all
agree.
I'm asking for. It does, like,
I agree.
show me the testing where this breaks the game. It's not going to. It's not going to melt anything. It's not going to break anything.
Well, in their defense, I got my I'm just being. I gotta play devil's advocate just because
No,
I agree
explain
with
to
you.
me how an anti-barrier round on
I'ma
a
tell you what they
Graviton
think.
Lance. No, on that. Give me an
Right.
example how
They're gonna, you know what they're
anti-barrier
gonna
on
say? They're gonna
Graviton
say,
Lance is going to work.
they're gonna say, oh, salute to someone in the chat, salute. They're gonna say, well, we haven't tested the full effect of the third explosion, you know, and what that can do. And their whole thing, like for example, let's be real.
No,
There's sons of-
stop.
yeah.
Have you tested Graviton Lance to die till its dying day in the past 2.5 years? Is that gun in the PvE sandbox where you want it? You just buffed it by 20%.
Yeah, they buffed it.
Okay, so obviously it wasn't even that great in the first place, and it still fires hella slow. So when those moments you have void shields, cool, you get to shoot them. Hey, you hit somebody with that thing, you get the cosmology perk. They think that's in a good spot. Hey, you're against an anti-barrier. Shoot it a few times with anti-barrier. Shield's gone. Gun functions the exact same way. All it does is literally give you a different choice to fight a champion.
Okay.
That is it, since champions are their new thing.
Again, developer hat. And we got to be real now, right? We don't know how things work in the background, right? Let's be real. We ain't developers. I'm the Pope today. I'm the Pope, bars. I'm the Pope. So we don't know how they work, right? So their thing is like, look, same thing with Telesto. Telesto keep having a problem. You shoot at the ground, it gives you a super. It does this, it gives you a super. It does that. There's certain guns, for whatever that special effect is, has other things that break other aspects of the game. I think they're just worried. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I know how they are. There's certain things that for whatever reason in the coding breaks other stuff. And I think exotics more than other, because let's be real, exotics do special bombastic things, right? So their whole thing is if we put it on that, oh my God, now we got to account for 5 other problems. And they're like, yo, let's not even do it. Let's have them mess with these legendaries. And that's it. They're playing safe. Do I agree with it? No. Would I like to have what you said?
Well.
Yes.
Bungie, I think, has become so focused on not breaking things. It's ruined my will to grind for anything in the game. I don't simply get on to get new rolls for the same guns.
Chat, wishful thing. Don't think I'm not with E, y'all. I am not saying I am disagreeing. Please don't think I'm against him. I'm just putting on a Bungie hat to tell him what they're going to tell him. When he go to the summit, they going to tell him.
I'm not going to any summit.
You going to the summit. We going to get him to the summit, y'all. This is one of the best Destiny content creators. We getting him to the summit. So here's the thing. When E goes to the summit, and he going to be like, God damn it, I want my damn why and the armor and this. And they're going to say, Mystery, due to the technical challenges of the cosmology perk, this could affect 3 different subclasses. And, as a result, we just couldn't take that risk. That's what he's going to tell him.
I'm going to turn around and casually say, no, I'm going to turn around and casually say, so previously in your testing with the Graviton Lance in itself, in all activities between raids, in PvP, in strikes, is your cosmology working as intended currently? Yes. Outside of champions? Yes. Okay, so where are champions going to affect it?
The technical layer of the barrier presents a new challenge in the coding.
Okay, being fake British smart man right now, that's not working.
I would tell you, they're going to hit you with the technical BS answer about how these extra layer of barriers
that doesn't work.
Mess
that
up with
doesn't
the coding.
work, though, because they already say the gun is okay right now. If you're going to tell me that gun is sitting in a place where you buffed it by 20%, you think it's okay in the medi, there's nobody flacking about it. The fact that they added champions to the game. They want this to be the new thing where you fight these champions in different ways. Okay, I've also got an entire collection of exotic weapons. We're going to be rotating through them. Remember these things, if it's broken for 3 months, flat from their Bungie's technical and choice mouths of all the higher ups saying, hey, if it's broken in 3 months, it's not going to stay around forever. So if they put a pulse rifle anti-barrier mod in there and somehow Graviton breaks it, God forbid it's going to break it, or they'll do what they did Worm God Caress and turn it off. So this is the point where they're taking the fun too far away.
Okay.
Let the experiments happen. And I'm
Mhm.
using Graviton Lance because I know it's weak. I
Mhm.
know it's
Mhm.
not that strong. And all
Mhm.
it's literally going to do is like unstoppable. Oh, if you get that like one burst ADS, the same way it's going to function the exact same way my Go figure is. It's just
Mhm.
if I get a kill, it's going to get its exotic function out of it.
Mhm.
The champions are something that we have to
But
deal with now.
we can't say for sure we know. In defense, we can't say for sure we know it won't break anything. We can't say that. We are not coders.
I
Come
can
on,
say that
we
about
at least give them
Graviton
that?
Lance. I would
You
bet
know the
$1,000
you know the
on
code.
Graviton
You know how the gun
Lance.
was made now.
Yes.
You know how it affected.
Yes.
Come on, E. Be nice. Be
No,
nice, E.
I'm saying
you
Graviton Lance has been in the game for
demanding, unreasonable gamer.
No. I have watched them with Graviton Lance be like, hey, it's okay.
You saw
hey,
how
they buffed it
Graviton
up
was
in
made.
PvP. It's okay. It got a 20% buff in PvE recently. They're actually trying to get people to use this weapon, but then they give you no functionality to use it because no exotics except seasonal mods. How are you going to be like, hey, you've got these weapons.
Bro.
You might want to check out that Vigilance Wing. You're going to tell me Vigilance Wing that doesn't even have cosmology. It just has 5-shot burst.
Don't know for sure. Come on, we're not techs. We don't know for sure. I agree.
No,
but
okay,
they're
then
gonna hit us
think
with
of
that.
how a champion works. It has a
Oh,
shield.
here we go. Technical
It
E,
has-
y'all. Cody,
it
yo,
has a
they hiring
shield?
Bungie, he knows. Bungie, just let y'all know. E knows y'all code. He's telling you he can do this free of charge and show you how to implement this. If you want to hire a programmer and a weapon specialist, my man E, the cheater, he's got you, baby. You know, come on, E. Come on. Be nice. Give him that one. Just let's give him the fake benefit of the doubt that we don't
They
know
haven't tried it either.
Yo, I've never seen you like this. This is a new E. I've never seen you
It's just like, I have a collection of exotics. Okay, yeah. So it was hand cannons last season. You couldn't use Sunshot.
Yeah,
Would you have liked to have used Sunshot?
That would have been fire. Yeah, what?
Is Sunshot broken? No.
Yeah, you're right.
What would I do with it? I would be unstoppable. It would literally,
fun.
every other
it'd be
guys would
fun.
explode. Huh? Okay, I hit him with an unstoppable. Everything else functions the same. That's why I'm saying the champions and the anti-barrier and those mods are not game breaking. It's just a literal. It's a challenge within
a challenge within
activity,
the thing, yeah.
and it's not going to change the functionality, the explosions, the damage you do. When you do those, you don't even hardly do damage. You don't get the cosmology perk to activate. You're literally like working on a shield. You're working on a slowdown.
Sin Trigger got something for us. He said Ariana's Vow intrinsically has anti-barrier route. It isn't game breaking. He's making some points there. He's making some points. And then Leviathan's Breath intrinsically has, I believe, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Making some points. But I think, to be honest, I think that's what they're trying to do to us.
So then that's that's a different argument, is my point. So if you're saying it's breaking the game, no. Are they forcing us into other exotics? That's a very different argument, and that's unfortunately like
they're trying to give new exotics that functionality so that they have value.
You have to play this way.
Yes, they're trying to pigeonhole you,
and that may
into
be
that
it.
jump.
And I don't agree with that either. But I was like, to say that you can't put a slot on those other guns and have a choice to toy with them during a season.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not going to hurt anything.
No, you're onto something. They're definitely onto something. It's just funny that they're so protective, that they're so,
here's this new gun. It's a great time to use it. Scouts are good.
Yeah, it'd have been dope to pull out, like I said, the Polarises and the what other good scouts? That just would have been using Jade
What
Rabbit
if I had
more.
a hard light with overload rounds on it?
Facts.
I mean, so that's the whole point of like, we have armor that gets nerfed into the ground. It doesn't get changed. You don't have Crown of Skull of Dire Hankara that's like, hey, you know what? We are changing the mentality of how we do orb generation. We don't want you guys like refilling supers. Then change how the exotic completely functions.
It works.
Give it another purpose. Don't just be like, hey, I've got an exotic in my vault that isn't worth.
This is where they need to hire me. This is where they need to hire me. What they need to give, since they love numbers and analytics, right? They need to let me have the numbers of the most underperforming exotics. And I'm going to come with a spread chart at the end of the month and say, yo, you see these 3 right here? You see these 12?
Yeah.
No one, look at the percentage of usage. No one's using these as Titans, Hunters, Warlocks, whatever. Let's start with armor, right? And then build ourselves back up so that what I like that they're doing is like the solar week. I mean, not solar week, but the solar, it's like the whole subclass meta buff. I like that. I know we laughed at Arc Week, but I did like the concept of the underutilized Arc subclasses getting buffed through the roof.
Oh yeah,
right?
those need it. Just don't call it an event. But yeah,
Right.
I mean like subclasses getting like reviews and the time it takes for testing. Be like, all right, we're focused on solar, the whole play testing and subclass team and all that stuff you guys are working on. These subclasses getting on a lot of use. See how we can tweak them to make them better. Yeah, that stuff is totally. I agree. That stuff should definitely happen. That was great.
Right. It just needs to happen with armor, and that's the problem. Armor gets nerfed. You never hear anything gets nerfed. For the most part, you never hear from it again. They're not looking clearly at the statistical usage rate to bring them back into play. And hello, Sleeper Simulant, it's trending on Reddit. It was like, yo, it's been nerfed so hard as a result of Gambit and all these other things, and then linear fusion rifles right now get a buff. I mean, Line in the Sand and all these other things are outperforming it. It's pathetic. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the, I want to say hardest to get, but we have to admit, Sleeper Simulant was a task to get. There was a lot of steps involved to get it.
Yes.
So the same thing, we've had the conversation with Whisper. They got to revisit things. I hate that they nerf and forget, and that's it. You don't hear from these things ever again, and it's on to the new stuff. And it's saddening. You know what I'm saying? They have to do something about that. And that's the thing I'm not going to relinquish on that. Let me get Frost real quick. What if exotic armor could be classified into buffing you, buffing teammates, nerfing enemies, exotic gloves that convert mob enemies into allies, exotic boosts that buff teammates who walk in your footsteps? Yeah, I mean, those are part of, you know what I like? That's a good point, Frost. You know what perk I love that they added? The firing line. I thought firing line is dope. Like, you get your heavy Line in the Sand. If you have 2 other Guardians with you, that increases the damage per shot. That's dope. Boss melting, raids, there's functionality there.
I thought they didn't want boss melting.
Well, as a result.
So you make a perk. No, you make a perk that literally makes you line up to melt a boss.
No, well, correction. What they don't like is boss melting stacking strategies, right? That's what they're all hardcore. Okay, you can't have melting point.
Standing close together in a well of radiance.
Remember, we used to boop the boss. Then we used to we have the well of radiance, and then somebody
we'd have like your firing line sniper and go to town.
We'd have like 4 active buffs working at once. They don't want that. Now they just want whatever's the highest buff to work. And then everything else get eliminated. That's the new joint. But individual per weapon, they're keeping. Firing line would still work because it's individual per weapon, right? But any of that group stuff, for the most part, they want. I'm cool with that, but I like stuff like that. To what Frost is saying, like, I like those
until
things
they develop a boss that kills all 6 of you with one attack because you're standing in the same damn spot.
He's disgusted.
They're gonna give you the seriously, like, in a time. Oh, what's this one? Oh, you all grouped together firing on me? Well, I'm going to shoot a lightning bolt down and kill all 6 of you because you're on the same spot. I'm just waiting for that boss to get developed and be like, oh, firing line screwed on this boss run. Never mind. Don't stand together. You got to be separate. The closer you are, there's a boss. The closer you are together, the more damage you take. You just negate that entire. Just wait until that thing gets developed.
You're nigga cool with that. Shout out to Cover 2. Cover 2 is saying exactly what I've been saying. He said, I'm just curious how much not having High Moon and Vicarious Vision is affecting Bungie right now. It's more than we think. I agree.
I'm not arguing that.
I agree.
That is for sure. We are going to have lighter seasons. Now, the other thing, when we think about next season, what's going to be coming, we don't know the activity. We don't know where the narrative goes. Without major changes, though, do you think you really want trials right now? Or do you think there are rose-tinted glasses?
Yes, I don't want to hear about that. We don't want trials because the community and the game is not... Listen, we have this fake...
You know how easy it is to cheat on PC right now?
Bro, I understand. That's why they came out. We're going to get to the 12. This is what I'm trying to say. There is no scenario where it's going to be perfect. They don't have dedicated servers.
Nope.
Let's just call it what it is. When Trials was in its heyday, dudes was paying dudes to carry them to the lighthouse so they could cheat. So let's not act like when Trials was in this golden state that everything was all hunky-dory, it was always busted. There was always shenanigans going on where people go into the lighthouse. Let's just call it what it is. All I'm saying is PvP community, damn it, we are old. We have been suffering with no pinnacle activity for the longest. I don't want to hear about, it needs to be,
so this
with
is
the,
my,
with the
I'm
sun
not,
needs to shine this direction. It has to be the perfect temperature for Trials
so
coming.
this is my worry.
Give me my Trials. Continue.
This is my worry.
Mhm.
If you guys get Trials, but it doesn't live up to what is that memory in the back of your mind, they don't nail it because Trials of the Nine did not.
Because they were being foolish and adding 4 players and elimination. The essence of Trials is elimination and the maps. That's it. They've got the maps. They got the mode. Put it in there. The only thing they got to do is the correct pinnacle weapons. The reward has to be right.
How much have you played Elimination since it's coming?
I played a lot of minutes. I've been playing a ton of Limit. Let's go. What?
Yeah.
What?
No, I was actually curious.
I've been ready.
Okay,
I've been ready.
All right.
Yes, and it's fantastic. It's fun. I smile from ear to ear, and I just want to hear Cyrus's voice or Saint's voice. Bring me my Trials. It's not going to be perfect. We know this. I'm just saying, you got to understand, when Trials is when it's right, it's about sustaining the base on that weekend during dead periods. You know what I'm saying? But there has to be loot. I agree, cover 2. You got to have loot. The loot has to be right. It has to be those. We got to have our doctrine of passings. We got to have those fly Trials weapons that you're like, oh my God, this weapon is amazing. Where did you get it? Trials. Has to have that. I'm with you on that. When it's right, it is one of the most addicting things in the game. And let's look at the numbers right now. Here's the problem with the people who say, oh, it shouldn't come back. Pull up Charlemagne and look at the stats on PvP from when Shadowkeep started to now. It is pathetic. It went down from like less than 400,000, some ridiculously low. It is anemic right now to PvP. No one's playing PvP. You've got to give PvP a shot at the arm, whether you like it or not. We're in a war with PvP and PvE.
Okay, so what loot?
We got to bring it back.
What loot is going to fit into their perfect little bubble of not too strong, but going to be worth it in Trials right now? Then
put exotics in there. They got to do something. They got to put pinnacle weapon type stuff. Look at you, Jeff SBO.
No, I'm serious. Man. This is a question like whether it. Okay, so if elimination feels good, if the threes feel all right, if the maps are okay. Yeah. It still comes back to why are you doing it? You had your special doctrines of passing that were like great in the meta. Like, do you picture them being able to put loot in the game that is going to incentivize it well?
Let me tell you what easy way to fix this. Repackaging. What's the joint they always do? Dust off the old guns, dust them off, and put back in the game with a new name like they always do. They always repurpose some old stuff that we've already seen, you know what I'm saying, and bring it back. We've gotten like so many of the old D1 guns came back already. They're sitting on Trials weapons. They're sitting on a bunch of stuff.
So you just want the Trials weapons back?
Hey, if they can't think of something new, hey, you got the old dust them joints out the attic.
So just Doctrine of Passing. Doctrine of Passing is not going to be as good as it was.
It's basically Steel Feather Repeater with
is that
a couple
top
better
of the
rolls.
meta right now?
Steel Feather Repeater is really good though. I like it.
But are you going to use in a PvP
you got,
match to be
Palindrome. Look at that, man. They sitting on weapons, bro. They sitting on stuff. They can easily bring that stuff back. I'm telling you, it ain't hard.
They're going to get crap if they reskin D1. I'm just saying.
At the end of the day.
That's the rewards. There's definitely going to be some flack for that.
Of the day. They reskinned all the PvE stuff.
I know they do. I'm not saying I love it.
PvP, we ain't complaining. PvP, we will not complain. People love those weapons, man. They love those weapons. They're going to go crazy. Oh my God. Doctrine's back. You're going to have 4 Fallout Plays videos and Ask the Cross is going to come out. Oh, it's nasty, baby. I'm telling you, the people are going to go crazy. It's going to be lit. Again, is it ever going to be what it was? I don't know. All I'm saying is they cannot have these anemic numbers. PvP people are exiting the game in droves. There's no incentive. That's not what they want.
It needs something. If Trials is or isn't ready, it does need something. I'm going to agree with that. Like I mean, and then also I'll think about I'll do like weekly reset and be like Gambit, and I'll just like laugh in my head. That hasn't been touched since Drifter, and probably I don't know when that would get changed. Like, would
Hmm.
you do would you do that change to Gambit, or is it just literally going to be the month of them doing internal testing? Be like, well, we decided on this one mode. That's it.
Yeah, well,
I
they
was
did
like,
say
and
one of
then
them was going. You
and
know
that'll be
Gambit
like,
right
but
now.
it was like it's making it through this year. So
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to
yeah,
Sephi. I hope they don't do a renewal of the old Trials Armor. Yeah, I hope so. Actually, I do. I want the Egyptian stuff, please. That's what I prefer. I don't care for that season of the whatever crap, chick crazy nine stuff. That can get ahead. Give me my Egyptian armor. I want to look like a pharaoh. That is some of the coolest thing. Give me the chroma. Give me all. They could literally reskin verbatim all the old trial stuff. I would go crazy. That's how much I want it back. It's got to come back, man.
well, I definitely say we've been a bit off topic, but we covered
Yes,
quite a
yes,
few things
we could put
today.
a bit.
It's been one of those days. It's been
Yep.
interesting because
Hmm.
there are opinions about this game on both the hey,
Hmm.
I don't get to play that much, so this actually feels
Hmm.
okay if this quest is easy to get. Hey, I play all the
Hmm.
time. This took me 5 minutes. Well, now what am I going to do for my entire Tuesday that I plan to play all day? You're
Hmm.
going to have both sides of the equation. You're going to have PvP that's not happy. You're going to have PvE that can't use their perks on their exotics like
Hmm.
me. You're going to have all these arguments over things, and Bungie, of course, has a tough job to do. But they are in a trend right now of making some decisions
Hmm.
where the harder stuff does seem
Hmm.
to be falling away. And
Right,
that's concerning to a lot of people, whether is that recluse grind that you have to go
right.
for 21 Fable and you got to get the rank. It's easier to get there now. That
Hmm.
still wouldn't even be that bad. They
Yeah.
might need to move it up a little bit.
Hmm.
Is the quest for an exotic that you put on
Hmm.
your calendar that takes you 30 minutes,
Hmm.
should that be, or what if that was just a surprise? You finished your
Hmm.
first sundial run for the what? I would almost rather have that. I would
Right.
almost rather have had Devil's Ruin
Hmm. At
be
the end of
at the end of a
legendary
sundial,
sundown.
just pop and be
Yeah,
like,
I
"What's
agree.
this?"
I agree.
And then the
I
word's
agree.
out, "Hey, go do a sundial. Go get it quick." It's
Yeah,
like it's an
I
easy
agree.
quest, but it's a new gun. Just like managing the expectations, either make
Or put the
something small a
catalyst.
surprise.
Yeah, make it have a catalyst and make the catalyst. You get it from that too. Something. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, anything
Hmm.
else to it. And then yeah, we get these exotics and we won't see a catalyst for them for a year. We're just
Hmm.
getting catalysts for like Black Talon that's been in the game for a year and
Hmm.
like since Swords came in, and now
Yeah.
13, 14 months later we get a catalyst
Hmm.
for it and we're like, that's still a weapon?
Yeah, I forgot about it. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
Resources, man.
it's in a weird state right now, but
Hmm.
I've said it before, and yes, I will say it again. If you're not
Hmm.
loving your time, jump back during the busy times, take a break and play other things. Because if you guys see me doing
Hmm.
streams and it doesn't say Destiny, might happen.
Listen, I think it's halftime, y'all. I just think I think we need to chill. I hear everyone. I'm with everyone. No one is wrong. All I'm saying is we did just come off of Shadowkeep. You know, we do realize the resources are what it is. Next season we need to start the third quarter up. You know what I'm saying? We need to get that going and have at least one or two, substantial pieces of content in conjunction with the season. And hopefully, if they can do that model, I'll let them off the hook more. But we can't have another season of no raid, no dungeon, no difficult activity, and then expect people to stick around. That I'm with you. Like if we do the exact same format, and to be honest, I'm gonna surprise you. I do like this season. I do like it narratively. I do like the things that they've done with story progression. And Saint 14 has been an amazing character. I've loved the way they've handled him, and we've gotten more narrative beats than we've ever gotten out of them. All I'm saying now is that for the next season, let's get back closer. Probably ain't gonna be a full-fledged, Shadowkeep type expansion, but let's get closer to a menagerie expansion. But I'll put it this way: I will say,
And who
and I
made
want you.
Menagerie?
We know, but let's just say this though. I want to ask you a question because I already know my answer to this. I still feel out of this annual pass format, menagerie is number one. Still, out of all of them that we've had so far.
Yep.
I got Season of Dawn number two. What do you
Oh,
feel is number two?
I'm thinking through them. Forge, Drifter, Opulence, Undying, Dawn. Of the seasons? Yeah. Probably Opulence, Dawn, Forge, Drifter, Undying. Drifter's still better than Undying. Yeah, you got lights outside. Woo! That's all right. But yeah, no, for me, I mean,
Mhm.
Dawning hasn't been bad. We've
Yeah.
had Dawning, Season of Dawn. Sorry, two different things.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sundial's not a bad activity. We got
Right.
rotating bosses. It's an
Mhm.
upgrade from Vex Offensive.
Mhm.
So a little
Right.
variation there. I
Mhm.
wish the bosses were in different rooms. I think that would be a thing that could be potential. Like, because always going, like, where's the boss? It doesn't matter what week it is, we're going the same direction to the boss. So every single boss is in the future. I'm like, really? Why? So you got that. So I'd like to see the bosses in a different place. That'd be a variation for later to think about. Because you have 3 arenas. Let me go fight a boss in the other 2. That doesn't seem like a big stretch.
Yeah, I agree. That's a misstep. Me and you talked about that in the beginning. We hoped that these other 2 scions were not the same reskin pattern, and
Oh yeah,
lo and
and
behold, here we
that's
are.
all it is like one's got lightning, one's got the little
Mhm.
void bubbles. I forget what the
Mhm.
fire one is. Oh, it's the
Yep.
pulse or whatever. Either way, it's
Yeah.
like just a little more variety to these bosses. And again, this is where the resources may be the lingering thought in the background of us like, is it
Mhm.
always just the resources holding back potential for
Mhm.
something to be decent, to be pretty cool? Like, is it going
Yeah.
to take it up a level if there were more resources to build 2 more boss rooms,
Mhm.
2 a little bit more different mechanics to them? I mean,
Mhm.
they're scions, but again, they feel
Mhm.
pretty similar. You've still got to go. You have to go punch the scion. Doesn't matter which one you fight.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
Yeah.
entrapped in a bubble and they're entrapped in a bubble, the void one made sense. I was like, okay, I can see
Right.
this. But then if
Mhm.
it's like solar, there are some way. Like, what if there's a guy that just walks out and the dude's on fire and you got to kill that guy to go break this? Just give me something else, just
Yeah. No, I
something.
agree. I agree.
And then now we've got Inotom. If he's the
Mhm.
same damn guy and I have to punch him, but I'm
Ugh.
just in like the time shattered realm instead, that's all it's
Mhm.
gonna be. That's gonna hurt a little bit
That's
too.
gonna hurt. That's gonna subtract points. There's no doubt about that because
So, but it's
what
like
different
we got
mechanics,
a pinnacle now instead of Vex Offensive never having that and actually losing its powerful, which was just weird.
which was weird. Mhm.
So you do have a pinnacle out of that. You
Mhm.
lose the like opulence still wins because you had weapons and armor. Even if it was
Mhm.
older stuff, you had both options and you
Yes.
could pick, but you could truly get armor. Right now, the armor's random roll. And say if I do,
Mhm.
what if I wanted to do a
Mhm.
pinnacle, but I wanted to go for a piece of armor?
Right.
Let me go pick that helm at a pinnacle roll. I don't
Mhm.
know the stat roll. Don't make it
Right.
suck, please. But
Right.
let me pick a piece of armor instead of just a weapon. Like you got the whole set down there. Pick one.
Mhm.
Then
Mhm.
after that, you go back to the normal weapon picks.
Yeah.
Just give the pinnacle a little bit more. Um, I mean, for the world building, like the Saint 14 missions have been awesome.
They've been phenomenal. We
Those 2
gotta give
were
them.
freaking amazing. Those were
Gotta
stellar.
get. Yeah.
And then he's in
Mhm.
the tower. We got the commentary. We
Mhm.
got the banter back and forth, which while the quest was
Absolutely.
boring itself, the banter was really
World
cool.
building was great. Mhm.
And then we've still got this little bit. We don't know what's Bastion. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
now if Bastion has steps to it, then maybe we won't be getting lore from it, which kind of sucks.
Let's
So
see.
all of this is like they're taking Vex Offensive, they're taking these other things, and they're like
Mhm.
they're 6 to 9 months behind the curve of what they get to learn.
Right.
Whatever they learned in Drifter, we might be seeing some of that now. Whatever they learned in
Right.
Opulence, we might be seeing it
Mhm.
next season.
Right.
So the progression is slow
Mhm.
because
Right.
they can't instant fix an entire
Right.
development cycle because
Right.
they have to work on building environments and enemies and weapons and things like that. And they just have to stick with what's there and be like, hey, we learned this thing,
Mhm.
but we're committed over here. We got to just roll with it. Sorry, guys. Like,
Mhm.
and there's only so much you can do. I
Yeah.
understand that. But it's
Mhm.
like we do see things going. Yeah, I will definitely say wishful thinking. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah.
Legend needs matchmaking. Maybe the first week you don't have it, but week 2, hey, matchmaking's in there. Done.
Mhm.
There is no
Mhm.
reason that thing should not have it.
I agree. I
So,
mean, and that seems to be the pattern, unfortunately, with Pinnacles. They're refusing, unless it's Iron Banner, they're refusing
and I
any
don't,
Pinnacles to be done with matchmaking.
that does not like the dungeon could be done. Like, I don't know. It may not be the best. You may have people leave, but at
Mhm.
least you might have a shot to try some of the
Try
stuff.
it, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, raids are a lot. I'll give them
Mhm.
the
That's a lot.
raids.
Yeah. 6 is a lot.
There's 6. There's roles. You got 2 different teams doing 2
Mhm.
sets of things.
Yeah. That's a
Communication is
lot.
required. But the sundial, you just
Like,
gotta
come on.
survive.
Yeah, just got to survive.
If
Yeah.
you go back to orbit, try it again with a new
Try it
team.
again.
That's what
Yeah,
matchmaking does.
I agree. I agree.
Uh, as, as negative as today sounds, I'm waiting for Bungie to kick us all in the face and make us feel bad for questioning them, but we shall see.
No, Siegfried, listen, man. I'm, I know what I know it sounds like we negative Nancy all day today, but we gotta be real about the concerns, right? But I will say, yes, I do feel next season, or even I'm not completely giving up on this season because I do feel there's going to be some type of aha moment. I think we get one aha moment, and I do think next season we're gonna have the substantial content that the hardcore is missing. You know what I'm saying? One of it is going to be trials. You know what I'm saying? But
Do you
it has
think
to be
there's a raid if there's trials?
Ooh, good question.
That's a lot of resources.
That's a
That's
good
a lot
question.
of
Good
development,
question.
like time.
I don't think trials is going to be as difficult as you may think. Only for the standpoint it's being worked on for
It's like it's
this
baited
long.
for now. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's cooked. It's just a matter of let's get Mr. Fruit and them dudes in there, whatever them dudes is. You know what I'm saying? Let the dudes get in there and rock out. Are they happy?
Fruit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
I'm picturing like a Data or a Fruit video, and it's like Mr. Fruit.
Yeah, get them dudes in there, rock out. Are they pleased? Are they smiling? You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. They respect trials enough that they know it has to be done right. And thus, when we transition into this TWAB, why all of a sudden we getting these cheating things? It's coming. It's coming. Why all of a sudden now we're talking about,
They do it every so often.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
so
now
the
it's like,
game
yo,
security team will cover
let's
it.
get
Has
it.
been improving
get it.
Destiny's anti-cheat functionality, which detects players violating any of Bungie's restrictions and bans. The anti-cheat improvements will result in more players receiving restrictions and bans. Historically, Bungie has not given players the ability to appeal a restriction or ban because all restrictions and bans are already reviewed by a trained Bungie employee. However, going forward, we'll be providing a resource for players to appeal a restriction or ban. If you encounter any player suspected of cheating, please ensure that you use the in-game reporting tool. Frivolous appeals will not be considered. Additionally, not all appeals are guaranteed to be responded to by a Bungie employee. As always, while closely monitoring. They're trying to get it better. It's bad though, right? There are like, I don't know if you saw the Twitter thing. It was sometime over break. It was the like 10-second delay before they took like a whole bunch of fire damage and their whole team died. There are some ugly looking like cheat mechanics and stuff going on out there. It's weird. So, and the issue is, I think Trials has to be behind the season pass. A lot of people have been saying this, and it's a perfect way to help. You got to pay for it.
You got to pay for that. You can't let the world jump in there.
Yeah, you can't let all the freebies play. It's like, and I'm sorry, but I think that's going to keep it a lot cleaner.
I agree. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with them on this, stepping up the police, the po-po band, get that going. And listen, that's the best they're going to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, even during its hey, let's not forget, Trials, there was still shenanigans. There was still tomfoolery. There was still dudes when you go to their website and I'll take you to the lighthouse and do all the foolishness. We're never going to avoid that until Destiny has dedicated servers. That's just how it is. They've never had that. You know what I mean? So you're going to be susceptible to that. So as long as they try to put all those things in place to mitigate, which is, again, paywall, you got to pay if you want to play this. And we banning cats. If we seeing stuff, it's gonna be a no questions asked policy, and you're out of here. Now, if you think it was a mistake, you can try to appeal. There's no guarantee. That's basically what we're saying. There's no guarantee you're gonna win that case, but you can try to appeal. You know what I'm saying? But they're basically letting us know they are going to be more aggressively monitoring it, and that's all you need, man. That's the best you can do in the current, peer-to-peer server environment. Just it.
Hopefully it's enough. We'll just have to see it, but at least it sets the bar a little better if we can.
Yeah.
It's a hope.
Man. It's a hope.
But yeah, there's not that much else on there. They do actually do a really cool shout out to everybody in Australia. Seriously, what they're going through with their wildfires is almost like nothing we've seen in a while. I mean, out there it looks like they're driving through the apocalypse.
Pretty much.
It's brutal. And then I mean the number of animals that have died, that's absolutely rough.
Yeah, stuff out
People
there.
losing their homes. The size of the fire is like the rainforest in California combined times 3.
Mm.
Those aren't small numbers. Those are giant, giant. I mean, we're talking half a country that seems like it's on fire right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they are working together to do just as they've done before. Like literally, that's why I'm wearing this shirt.
Oh,
This is
salute.
the Nepal shirt. When
Oh, that's
the
what's up.
earthquake
Nice.
happened in Nepal, this was the shirt
Nice.
that they did for the fundraiser. They're
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to do something similar,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying Starlight, Starbright. You can see the emblem.
Mm-hmm.
It's got kind of stars involved. It's very clean, just simple,
Yes.
kind of like a North Star guiding light.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
Yeah.
doing a donation situation again to help
Mm-hmm.
with all of what's going on in Australia. So stay tuned for that one. We'll probably have more information next week because I think that's when they're
Mm-hmm.
going to kind of finalize the info on it. Probably go up in the store. So stay tuned. And just if you can afford to get a shirt, 100% of this, I'm sure, is all pretty much going to go. Proceeds are going to go to Australia. So they are struggling right now. I mean, you'll see people like Alana Pierce from IGN. She's out there, and you're just some of the stuff that they post up. Their country is just that's a rough place for a country that's
Wow.
just burning
Tough.
big time. You see
It's
some of
tough.
the videos and pictures. There was one. It was just the Cameron News guy, and he's just like driving down a road slowly, and then you start to realize what's sitting on the side of the road, and it's rough, man.
Bro. Yeah, man. Salute, man. This is another good cause. You know, it's always cool to see Bungie jump ahead of these things and really, show that side to as far as the community coming together to help out people in need or communities in need. And this is a really cool thing that they're doing. So yeah, if you can, definitely support. You know what I mean? It's going to a good cause. And yeah, people are suffering in certain places. We have to be cognizant of that. So this is cool that they're recognizing that, trying to do something about it. So you gotta support that.
Definitely. To wrap it up, though, there's not much else. I mean, the Worm Guard Caress, the Fire Hammer, they broke raid. Yeah, they broke the raid bosses in literally seconds.
Bad glad.
They find these ways, man. But yeah, Worm Guard Caress, Fire Hammers were like killing bosses in 3 seconds. I think they killed Argos was the one I watched, and many of them were done in seconds. So it's been disabled until they can deploy a fix. The hot fix 2.7.0.2 is coming next week. They are trying to fix like Wish Ender's getting changed next week as well.
Yeah, it's a good run, Wish Ender. Damn, I like that. I like Wish Ender.
I mean, and that's the thing
sad.
in his comment is that it took it to be that fun for people to use it, and then now it's going back in the trash can again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sad, man. That's how we envision the power of that bowl based on doing Shattered Throne. We wanted something bombastic for that. And it is sad. We do feel it should be, if it's not going to be exactly that level, it should be somewhere in the middle. It can't go exactly back to how it was. Nobody was there, man. So, again, when they nerf, not going back, not revisiting, this is my thing, man. Rest in peace, Wish Ender. It was a good resurrection while it lasted.
Yep.
You will join the ranks of Sleeper Simulant and Whisper of the Worm and other fateful exotics that once had their hay, but now they are forcefully putting you into retirement.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what's happening, baby. That's what's happening. Salute. It was a good run. Good run, though. My man.
Other than that, a couple other things will be, they're kind of following, a couple little hot fixes, and then there's just
Obelisks,
a couple montage videos and stuff. So somehow the TWAB was ultralight this week, but also, of course, these are the weeks when you get rambling about so much stuff. And honestly, it's because of the community. So thank you guys very much. But yeah, that's mostly what we got. We can wrap it up, I think, unless you got anything else.
No, man, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, yeah, this was a short one, but as is tradition with the last word, the short TWABs tend to be the longer shows. And the longer TWABs tend to be the shorter shows because we knock them out for whatever reason. So it's just fun, but it's good to be talking Destiny again. We shall see what happens. Stay tuned. Again, not trying to make it a negative Nancy show, but, we always got to voice our concerns. It's always good to talk to this man, get his opinion. But we doing our wrap-ups. What we doing?
Yeah, just wrap it up and we'll get out of here.
Man. Yeah, for me, it's good. You already know Lord Cognito at Twitter. So come check me out there. And Iron Raw Podcast back again in the new year on Sundays, 1 p.m. Eastern. We're back at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have the Insipid Ghost. Good quality YouTuber, very good channel, man. He's actually not YouTuber, excuse me. He's an audio podcast. This guy is tremendous. He runs a good podcast. So we'll be talking about all the latest things, what's going on in next generation consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch. What if there's a Pro coming? There's Pokemon DLC. We got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yep.
So please check that out. We're gonna be hitting that up. And then the last thing I wanted to say was, again, salute to all you guys. lordsofthegaming.net. Site, it hadn't even been a full year. You know what I'm saying? And I think we started it say about March 2019. We went and made it go live, and just to see the support has been tremendous. You had Ancient of Frost, who was in the chat. He's our editor-in-chief. You've seen Dizzy in here. He's our COO, excuse me. He co-founded the website with me. But just to see the support, and as a result, just want to salute that. As a result, the lordsofgaming.net will be at PAX East as media. So I'm extremely, extremely proud of that. All the hard work. We have a tremendous team of writers. I myself write on the site as well. I have any Destiny article, 9 times out of 10, it's either me or Josh has wrote it. You know what I'm saying? So please, the support. Even Paul Tassi gave me a shout out. I made it. Paul Tassi agreed with my article about the Devil's Ruin quest and about the lore aspect and appreciating it. So yeah, check that out, man. I really appreciate when you guys look at them, retweet them. E always retweets for me, and it means a lot. So if you can spread the word on that, it really means a lot, since we're trying to bring more coverage and more stuff to you guys. But that's what I got. E. Of course, in the best podcast on, Friday, best Destiny podcast on Friday is The Last Word. I mean, it's just goes without saying.
They're here. They know about that one.
So we don't have to tell them about that one. For the people that just creeped in the room, just so you know.
They're here. They know about that one. They don't need to be retold about that one. They're good.
Some people need to be reminded. It's like we don't get enough credit. I feel we don't get enough credit. But salute this, man. It's always good to be back. First episode of the year. E, it is on you, sir. Where can I find people? What you got going on?
Might be streaming this weekend. As you guys know, I might be shifting the game around or two, trying a couple things. We'll see what the weekend holds, but just always a couple things in the backlog that I wouldn't mind experimenting with. So we will see what the streams hold. You guys can find me right here, or if you're listening to this on audio on YouTube, twitch.tv/Ebontis. Find me on Twitter. Usually kind of keep up with what I'm up to. Trying to get a stream schedule up, so at least a couple days of commitment so you guys can find me. This was one of them. Streamed a couple days earlier in the week, so depending on work schedule, could be crazy for me, but I will try and get at least a couple days out there for you guys. So follow Twitter, the YouTube, my YouTube channel as well. If you haven't subbed there, my community tab will keep you guys updated what's going on. So thank you guys. Past 45,000 subs, 5K away from the big 50. So again, thank you guys. That support wouldn't be anything but without you guys. So
we got to get him to the summit so he could tell Bungie how to do these weapons, how he knows how they need to be done. That's the goal, y'all.
Yes, I'm going to say I know all.
Yes, Graviton, easy. No inconvenience. Super easy. Hardly an inconvenience.
I just think it might be an okay experiment. I feel like it'd be okay.
Shout out to my man who says that in Joy all the time from Screen Rant. Shout out my man from Screen Rant. Super easy. Hardly an inconvenience. My man, Ebontis. Fixing exotics with mods. Let them coders know, E.
I'll get right on that. No, but shout out to Bungie. I know it's not easy what you guys do, but I do think that would be a reasonable experiment to try. So give it a shot.
I feel that. Shoot your shot, baby. Shoot your shot. I respect
but yeah, so for guys, this has been episode 86. I'm going to send you guys over to Modern Tryhard. Give him a hello from us. He's working on quite a bit of fun stuff this morning. So more love in the Destiny community. Please go spread the love for episode 86. It is January 10th. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for the follows, the likes, the subs, and everything that you guys do for us. We appreciate it. So for this episode, it has been The Last Word.